In a not so shocking turn of events, Chef Ryan from last season of Below Deck Down Under has taken to Instagram to voice his interesting opinions about this season, along with Aesha and Captain Jason Chambers. And one thing that I'll call out to you is that what you're about to see here from him on social media, it's a manifesto. So, yeah, the guy is a little off, a little delusional, but I do think this is worth calling out. I think there are multiple people who have left this show and have left in a disgruntled way, and yeah, I want to talk about it. So, let's start with the most relevant one right now, which is Chef Ryan. Season 1, he was fired. He grew up in his dad's pizza shop. He, from what I saw, was a great chef. Like, his skills were there. But man, he started out day one when he got on that boat with personality issues. And yeah, he was problematic to say the least. And honestly, he worked hard, but the way he spoke to Aesha and other people on the yacht, including Captain Jason, was just inappropriate. I think one of the big standout things I remember from the show is that some of the guests went fishing and they didn't really have a lot of luck, but they got this tiny little fish and then they got a random like squid or octopus. And with that, they came back to the boat really excited and asked Chef Ryan if he would prepare it so that they could eat what they caught. And dude just threw it in a bucket and never prepped it and refused to make it. So yeah, this is kind of how he was with guests. He was like, I don't let the guests tell me what they do. Okay, first of all, if someone pays me $300,000 or however much to go on these charter yachts and I look at them dead in the eye and say, no, I'll tell you what you're eating, get over yourself. I'd be fired too. So yeah, he's delusional, and he's not the only yachty that has left this show and taken to social media to bash them. So in this week's episode, we did see some backlash. Chef Ryan seems to feel like Aesha and Jason are obsessed with him. And I really think it's just because they're probably traumatized by the shared experience they had with him. And obviously they're having a much better interaction with Chef Serena. And she even said so on Watch What Happens Live the other night. Aesha is a great chief stew. Jason is a fantastic captain. Really, Ryan's personality was no sort of editing issue there. The funniest part was that Ryan thought he was like exposing who gets fired on this season. Bro, we could see who was getting fired on this season from day one. We saw it before the season even started in the trailer, which was that we know that Luke was going to be problematic, and he has been nothing but a problem and a nuisance since then. He's not a good leader, and he's messed up multiple times. And yeah, I'm not surprised he's going to get fired, and I'm not surprised that Joao is the person they bring in. When you're struggling with a team and your leader is the worst, of course you're going to bring in a ringer to get things back on track. So I'm sure Joao's going to get in there and just turn things up a notch and get those greener yachties up to speed and help teach them and coach them in a way that they weren't going to get from Luke. The weirdest thing this week that happened on social media that you may have missed is that Luke and Ryan are now pals, and they're like showing that they follow each other on social, and they're going to get together and expose who's going to get fired. We also learned that Laura's going to get fired, but I mean, after the episodes we've seen, I can't exactly say that that's like breaking news. I mean, the girl is also on the problematic list. Chef Rachel from previous seasons, you know, she had a bad season, I believe season 9. I'm sure you'll correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. She had a real rough season when it came to like drinking and stuff like that, just not really showing her best self in that season. And, you know, she took to social to talk to the editors, talk to the haters. But you know what? She showed up for Captain Lee on the last season, and she's done an incredible job, and she's learned a lot. I thought she was great getting feedback from Captain Sandy. And after so many years of being on the show, being able to take that kind of criticism and constructive feedback from Sandy really shows that Rachel's really grown. So I think, you know, We've gotten really used to some crazy chefs over the years, but I think Rachel's probably the only one that has like a redemption story out of the crazies. We've obviously had some great normal chefs, Marcos and Aesha being recent ones that were just wonderful. But I also think, we had some earlier seasons, where some of our chefs were issues too. So, yeah, Ryan, he's got personality issues, and I'm sure that's not the first boat that's told him that. It's probably just the first time that the whole United States of America and other countries saw his personality on display and had thoughts to say about him. So, yeah, Ryan, Aesha and Jason are not obsessed with you. What we're obsessed with is good TV and good drama, which you did bring. You were very dramatic. So congratulations to you there. But yeah, tune in for more. We'll let you know if we hear anything on who's replacing Laura. But just wanted to hop on here and catch you up to speed. All right, see ya.